Thank you, Speaker. I rise today to speak against a proposal that has serious consequences for my electorate, indeed Western Sydney. At the 25th of February Liverpool Council meeting, Liberal councillors voted to support a motion put forward by Peakhurst Heights-based councillor Matthew Hart, using the Mayor's casting vote to investigate rezoning Rossmore Grange for industrial use. Let's be clear about what this means. Factories and warehouses moving in, concrete replacing green space, heavy trucks flooding local roads, and the very real risk of toxic and dangerous chemicals being transported and stored near homes and families. And for those not familiar with the local geography, Peakhurst Heights is not in the Liverpool local government area. In fact, it's 2 LGAs and about 30 kilometres away from Rossmore Grange. This is not just a planning decision, it is a test of priorities. Once again, we are seeing a push to trade long-term community benefit for short-term gain. And frankly, it reflects a pattern that we see in this place all too well, that privatisation is in the Liberals' DNA. This is not just another parcel of land. Rossmore Grange's 80+ hectares has served the community for many, many decades and has important environmental and Indigenous significance. It is also a crucial element to the development of the Western Sydney Aerotropolis and the Bradfield City Centre. Years of careful planning and extensive community consultation went into the Western Sydney Aerotropolis plan, and that work brought long overdue certainty to residents. Let's not forget, residents in Rossmore and surrounding areas lived through years of uncertainty when the Aerotropolis was first announced and during its planning. That uncertainty weighed heavily on families, on landowners, and on entire communities. The finalisation of that plan was meant to resolve that. It provided clarity, stability, and a clear vision for the future. Residents do not need to be dragged back into those bad old days. Positioned within the South Creek catchment, Rossmore Grange plays a key role in flood mitigation and the provision of open space. If this land is turned industrial, that balance is disrupted, and the consequences will not stop at Rossmore. Other privately owned land currently earmarked for development may be forced to compensate for the loss of open space and flood retention at Rossmore Grange. Again, we see more uncertainty for landowners. It means shifting planning pressures, and it means private landowners in Rossmore and along the South Creek catchment should be deeply concerned about what comes next. Because when you remove a critical piece like this, that burden doesn't simply disappear, it shifts onto others. At the same time, we are ignoring the immediate needs of local families. Western Sydney is growing rapidly. Families are moving in every single day, and kids need places to play. Communities need green space to stay healthy and connected. Yet instead of parks, walking trails and sporting facilities, we are considering more industrial sprawl. And once again, when that land is gone, it does not come back. The environmental stakes are just as serious. Despite past clearing, Rossmore Grange still contains remnants of forest redgum, rough-barked apple grassy woodland, and both of which are a threatened ecological community. Nearby, 19 threatened fauna species have been recorded, including bird life, a bat species, and the endangered Cumberland land snail. Through regeneration work, we've seen native species return, ground cover has been recovering, and even wombat and wallaby tracks have been spotted on Rossmore Grange. This is all proof that this landscape still has ecological value worth protecting. So why would we reverse this progress? There are also unresolved cultural heritage concerns. Aboriginal objects have already been identified on this site, and further assessment is required. Yet no comprehensive heritage or Indigenous impact statement has been prepared specifically for this rezoning. And then there's what hasn't been done. No cost-benefit analysis, no verified financial assessment, no clear evidence that what this delivers for our community. This should be about building diverse, thriving communities, just as the Western Sydney Aerotropolis plan sets out in its vision for livable, balanced and sustainable communities. It should not be about turning Rossmore Grange into wall-to-wall industrialisation driven by someone 30 kilometres away who won't live with the consequences. I stand with the people of Rossmore who do not want to see their beloved community open space overtaken by trucks, noise and concrete. And I encourage every single one of them to make their voices heard. Contact your councillors, contact council, raise your concerns and stand against this ridiculous proposal.
I thank the member.